My name is Tom. I've worked at McDonald's for a pretty long time. It was the only normal option that I had in our tiny little town. Well, at least it was normal until that one night shift. That night I was set to the McDrive stands. My manager likes to stick me there, though I find it pretty comforting. The job is basically to sit down on a chair next to the intercom, get the order from the customers outside, make it and serve it through the reception window. It's much better than working at the counter with all of these extra ketchup and mayonnaise requests, and much better than cleaning the whole store, so I don't have much to complain about. The time was 11 p.m. Soon my shift will be over. I was leaning on the wall playing on my phone. Our branch is at a pretty isolated place outside from town, so we don't have much that many people coming by, especially on these hours. Suddenly the intercom bell rang. That means that someone is outside with his car and wants to order. I open my microphone and say, "McDonald's, Tom speaking. What would you like to order?" From the other side I could hear the voice of a tired middle-aged man. "Hey, yes. Give me large fries and one large Coke." "No problem, sir. It's $12. And your name?" "Bob," he says. "Okay, Bob. Please move forward with your car to the reception window and wait." This one was an easy cake. I'm rushing to the kitchen, grabbing fries that were ready in advance and pouring into a large cup Coca-Cola juice from the machine. As I step towards the window, I see a police car, and in the driver's seat, there is this fat cop who is waiting for his healthy midnight meal. He looks exhausted. "Tough night?" I ask him to break the ice. He sighs. "Yeah, just getting back from a harsh scene. Terrible car accident." "Oh God, are there any fatalities?" As response, he takes his fat finger and slides it around his neck. I got the meaning. He pays me, I hand him his fatty bag, and he drives away. You know, one of the interesting things about working in a McDrive is that I get to hear a bunch of different stories from a variety of people. One time it's a cop, another time it's a lawyer, and once in a while it's a drunk, homeless guy who thinks that the window is the main cash register and yells at us when we try to explain to him that the cashier is for cars only. The branch has returned to be empty and quiet. I was playing on my phone waiting for the shift to be over. After a while, for a few minutes, the intercom rang again. "McDonald's, Tom speaking. What would you like to order?" But there is no response from the other side of the line. Just a wired, white noise. Now that was odd. Hello? How can I help you?" But the white noise is still there. No response. It's so weird, I tell myself. Maybe the microphone has stopped working? But the moment before I get out from the store to check it up, I hear a low voice from the intercom. "Hello. a man's voice says from the other side of the line. Hey, good evening, I respond. What would you like? After a few moments of silence, the man says, me and my wife will have a double Mac meal with fries and Coke, and 2 Happy Meals for the little 2 on the back. I'm writing down the order and say, okay, it's $40. What's the name? Just write the Goldberg family, he says. Okay, please move forward with your car and to the reception window and wait for your order to be ready. When I'm going back to the kitchen, I turn on the oil heater and pour in some frozen fries into it. When everything was ready, I put it all in a large carton bag and stepped towards the window. When I got there, I poked my head outside the window and saw an old car moving towards me slowly. The model was a white Honda Civic with a lot of thin blows on it. It looks like they didn't even bother to take it to the garage or something, but who am I to judge? I work at the most doubtful place that exists. The car stops near the window and the father rolled down the car's window. Hey, Goldbergs are here, he smiles. Hey, I'm Tom, I said. He keeps staring at me with his smile without saying a word. I can hear the crickets from the embarrassing silence. Okay, so it's $40 please, I say to break the silence. Oh, right, he says and opens his wallet, searching for his money. As he continues, one of the 2 children suddenly yells, Dad, I'm hungry! And then the younger sister says, Yes, Daddy, bring the food! Their mother quickly turns her head to them and says, There, in a moment you'll have your food. The dad looks at me with a shameful look and apologizes. Sorry for this, we are starving to death. We had one hell of a ride. Oh, okay, don't worry, it's all good, I smile to him. While he continues to look for his money in his wallet, I leave their order on the inside floor under the window until they'll pay. Suddenly, I'm starting to smell this awful smell of something burned, like something is burning really strong. I turn to the family. I'm really sorry, but I got to check something. Before they reply, I'm already running to the kitchen, ready to see the damage I did. God, I probably forgot to turn off the oil heater. But as soon as I got there, the smell was no longer there. Nothing had been burned down, and the kitchen looked pretty normal. This is weird. After a moment I remembered that I have to get back to the reception window to complete the payment and deliver the family their order. But as I returned to the window, the Goldbergs were no longer there. Their order was still on the floor and they didn't leave the cash for it. I poked my head outside to look from both sides. There was no sign from them or their rusty car. A few moments after my shift was over, as I was driving home, I thought to myself, why the fuck they left without taking their meal if they were starving? And also, where this weird smell came from? That was truly disturbing to me the most. In the morning after I arrived to my morning shift, again in the McDrive stands, I see all the staff and my manager gathering around the small TV screen. It was a news broadcast. It is rare that something bad happens in our small town, so it must be something serious that occurred. The broadcast begins. The news reporter's face was serious, and with a dramatic pose he says, "A tragic car accident has taken the life of a whole family." Oh god, I'm thinking to myself. It must be the accident that the policeman talked about yesterday. But then, a video footage of the event is being played on the screen. In the video, there are a lot of emergency forces, police, whatever you name it, surrounding a vehicle that is on fire. And the vehicle is white, Honda Civic, with a lot of teen blows on it, just like the Goldberg's car. As I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on, the news reporter continues. The Goldberg family were on their way from a long road trip, and all they ever wanted was to stop by at the closed McDonald's branch just to order. But a few moments later, their car suddenly deteriorated to the side of the road, and the result was fatal. The vehicle crashed into an electric pole that was at the corner, and because of their high speed, the pole collapsed on the car and blew up. The car caught fire, leaving the father, mother, and their 2 children to burn to death. The report ended. I stared at the TV screen. Still can't believe in what I just heard, mumbling to myself. What the hell? They died? It cannot be. I saw them yesterday alive. They did make it to the branch. I fucking took their fucking order from them, and suddenly, before I could finish my words, the intercom bell rings. It takes me a few seconds to realize, and it rings again. Tom! My manager strikes at me. What the hell are you doing? There are customers outside. Answer them! With my hand shaking and my heart beating fast as hell, I open up the microphone and say, McDonald's, Tom speaking. What would you like to order? But then, I hear this voice again. It was the father. We didn't take our meal last night. Can you bring us the food? We are so hungry.